The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Moses, the God of the Exodus, the God who performed great miracles in the days of the Old Testament. What was he doing for 18 years? Why did he go missing from approximately age 12 to age 30? And I think it's important to address that because people either make up things or assume things about what happened during those missing years. But the Bible doesn't teach us anything about it. What happened during those missing years? You see, there is no record of Jesus' life between the ages of 12 and 30, and we know that it was an active preparation. The best thing that we can do is to leave it alone, to stop filling in the blanks, to stop making things up, and to trust that God will reveal what he wants to reveal. They were written to show Jesus as the Christ, the Son of the living God, who came to save sinners. And in verse 48, he says, "I am the bread that came down from heaven." And then later in John chapter 8, he says, "I am the light of the world." And so he makes these statements, and people try to kill him because he's making these claims. Now, if he made these claims at age 30, why couldn't he have been making similar claims at age 20 or 25? Well, because he wasn't ready to make those claims. He hadn't yet come into his full identity. Remember, he was rejected at Nazareth when he read Isaiah 61 and said, "This passage of scripture has been fulfilled in my hearing today," because he hadn't yet started his ministry. So he made those claims later after he had done many miracles, after people had come to know him, and he was ready to make those claims. So it's not that these writers didn't know what Jesus did during his missing years. It's simply that it would have taken away from the purpose of their writing if they had included those things. What we have are the big things, the major things that Jesus did. And so anything that did really contribute to his identity as the Christ would not be included in the Gospels. So I want to say a few things. First, we know from Scripture that Jesus was in the temple at age 12. His parents went to Jerusalem for Passover, and they left him behind in the temple talking with the teachers of the law, and he was teaching them. So he was a kid, but yet he was already teaching. He had not yet begun his ministry. We know that his ministry began when he was baptized by John the Baptist. So between the age of 12 and when he began his ministry, whatever he was doing, he was preparing. It was an active preparation. He was busy. And we can assume that he was spending time with his father Joseph, learning a trade, probably carpentry. He was also, I believe, traveling around the region, seeing all that he could see, preparing for his future ministry. Second, it's important to remember that the Gospels were written for a specific purpose. Third, we can look at Jesus' words in John chapter 6, verse 35, where he says, "I am the bread of life." So what do we really know about the missing years? We know that Jesus was busy. We know that he was preparing.